Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be sidetracking a bit from Sicilian, and we'll be looking at this very nice little game. It's actually a 7-move checkmate, and you can try it out in any bullet, hyper bullet, or blitz games, but I'll let you know what the setbacks and limitations of this game really are. So starts from e4, e5, and obviously, as this is a game, if anything different happens, I mean, if the move order changes a bit, really doesn't matter. But if something drastic happens, then you can't play this. You can't try this a little combination out. You have knight f3, not knight c6. You have pawn to d6, bishop c4, and you have pawn to bishop to g4. Sorry. And here you have knight to c3, and black plays knight to c6. We'll be looking at a lot of openings where he might even go pawn to h6. It's just a way of showing you guys what I mean. Now, let's say black does play knight to c6. Here, the move, which is obviously a little dumb if you look at it, but if black's really greedy, he'll probably fall for it. So you play knight takes e5. Now, what this trap does is he's tempting you to take bishop takes d1. It's kind of like the elephant's gambit, elephant's trap, but it's like you checkmate him instead of just winning a pawn. So you take knight takes e5, but the reason I don't really recommend this, but it's just a commendable game and like a very creative way to get checkmated if you're black, is that if black takes knight takes e5, then you can't really do anything in this position, because if you take, you just lose your queen. So the only way you can save anything is to go bishop e2, and after takes, you're just a piece down. So there's no use of playing this exactly. But if black takes bishop takes d1, well, then we have a whole new scenario. And if you guys want, you can pause it. It's a 2-move checkmate, all fours. I mean, it's very easy to find out. So, okay, so for those of you who found it, wow. I mean, honestly, it isn't that hard, but those who just want to see it, well, it's bishop takes f7, and after king to e7, which is the only move, you have knight to d5 checkmate. So, pretty simple this. You have pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to 3, pawn to d6, bishop to c4, bishop to g4, knight to c2, knight to c6, takes, checkmate. But, as I was talking about the move order, you might have knight to c6 first, and then you go knight to c3, and after bishop to g4, you get the same position. Now, as I said, the reason I wasn't recommending this is because of knight takes e5. But what happens, let's say here black plays a move like pawn to h6, for example, and after knight to c3, you have bishop to g4. Well, for starters, you can obviously do this, and after takes, checkmate. And also, this kind of game kind of shows you something about your middle game and tactics, and it's a very famous maneuver of bishop takes f7. So I'm gonna teach you guys something today. Well, let's say in any position, if black ever plays this move bishop to g4, right, and his bishop's not being defended by any piece, not even the queen. If, let's say, his queen was on d7, then it's a different story. Or if his knight was on f6, then it was a different story. But if this bishop is, not guarded, like it's just, it's not being protected by any piece, then that means it's a hanging piece, that is. Then you can always look for this type of trap of bishop takes f7. Obviously not in this position. I wouldn't recommend it, because after takes you have knight takes e5, which is now you're just a piece down. But you should always know that there's always this move bishop takes f7. Now let's say our pawn was on d3 here, right? So let's say black played this move knight to e7. In this case, this would work perfectly, because after takes, check, king to e8, queen to g5, and you've successfully just won a pawn and ruined black's castle. So this is a very common situation where your bishop's on c4 eyeing f7. It can even come when black's castled and his bishop's hanging on g4, and you can always have this knight g5 check. So that's another thing I wanted you guys to know about, not only this checkmate. So You have to realize any game you see always has, it always teaches you something. And you might have thought when you see this game firsthand that, okay, it's just a mate. I won't ever be able to improvise this idea because black won't be dumb enough to take bishop takes d1. He'd obviously do knight takes e5. But that's not exactly what I want you guys to look. I want you guys to look at various plans that can come about in this opening. Let's say I played d3 and black decided to go knight to e7 because he was planning to do f5. In this case, this would work perfectly of a bishop takes f7. So you guys have to grasp the essence and the idea that I'm trying to talk about. So anyways, that was the 7-move checkmate, and it was also a little plan I wanted to show you guys. And don't worry, I will be posting the Sicilian sidelines next. I just wanted to show you guys this really classy checkmate that I saw once. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.